welcome back to my channel. We are at the last block for 2018 in our block of the month series. So today we have got a nice quick and easy block for you to finish the year out. Now this block is called the Box Kite, and this is it. It is comprising of half square triangles, and I do it a little bit different this time in this video just to make it that even quicker, because we are super busy at the moment with Christmas sewing and everything else. So let's get started. I'm going to do it a little bit different because we're just working with half square triangles, and if you've been following along from the beginning of this series, you know how to work with triangles and half square triangles. So today I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to do your half square triangles, and this is the way that I normally would do all of my half square triangles for any block that I'm doing. So basically what you need to do is you need to cut out your fabric and just leave them at your 4-inch squares. Okay, even though the pattern's telling you to cross cut, we're not going to do that today. So basically what you've got in your white fabric, which is my background, you'll have 8 patches of 4-inch squares, so you'll need 8 of those, and in the blue you'll need 4, and the same for the black. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our white fabric, and on the wrong side of the fabric we're actually going to make some lines. So I'll clear this space and I'll show you what to do. Okay, so you're just going to take your 4-inch square, okay, and I have just cut those, and then you're going to get a ruler and you're going to just draw a line with your friction pen or a chalk marker, whatever you use to mark your fabrics. And we're just going to mark a line, a solid line from corner to corner. Okay, and then a 1/4 inch from that line, and I'm just using this ruler here. I probably could use a smaller one because it's got the 1/4 inch mark clearly marked. Then I'm just going to draw a dotted line, and then turn that around. Again, I said center the 1/4 inch mark on my ruler on that center line, and then I just draw a dotted line, and I repeat that for the remainder of my white blocks. Now what that does is this is telling me that I'm going to sew where those dotted lines are, and I'm going to cut on the solid line. But before we do that, we need to get a piece of our black fabric or blue fabric, whichever you're using, and then we're going to place them right sides together. And this is when I just grab a pin and place it on that part there, and then on the other side, and then I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch either side of that solid line, so where those dotted lines are, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how I cut it. Okay, so I've taken the pins out, and you can see there I've just stitched on either side of that line, and then basically all I do is I get my ruler and my rotary cutter, and then I cut on that solid line. And then I've got 2 units, and now I already have my half square triangle, so it's done. So you're going to repeat that with the remainder of your white fabric and your blue and black fabric until you've got all your units, and then we'll be ready for assembly. Okay, so I've pressed my seams open, they're all sewn together and all cut apart, and I've just taken the dog ears off so we can then make our units. So basically each unit comprises of 2 of your black half square triangles and 2 of your blue half square triangles, and all we're going to do is we're going to make a 4 patch with them, just like so. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to take 1 blue and 1 black one, and you're going to place them right sides together. You're going to align up your diagonal seams just like so, And then you're going to grab a pin and you're going to pin that into place. And then you're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance down here. So you can see there I've just sewn a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and so there you go. You can actually see that our little points are meeting up, and we've got a 1/4 inch seam allowance there for when we sew the block together. I like to press my seams open, and you can finger press this, or you can head over to the ironing board and iron that there, but finger pressing is just fine. So we'll set that there. Then you're going to repeat the same with the bottom half, making sure that you're aligning up your diagonals. So you can see there that they're nesting there quite nicely. Just pop a pin in so they don't move. And then again you're going to sew 1/4 inch seam allowance down there. So again, just pressing the seams open, and then you've got your 2 pieces. And now what we're going to do is we're going to actually sew this top one to this bottom one. So again, right sides together, aligning our center seam so they're nesting quite nicely, and just popping a pin in there, and then aligning up our diagonal corners, our seams there, and popping a pin in, and again at the other end. So we can see there that our seams are all nesting very nicely and aligning on the corners, and we're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance along there. And there we go, that is our unit that we're making. So now you're going to repeat that another 3 times until you've got 4 units, and then we'll be on to final assembly. Okay, so we've got all our 4 units, and now we're ready for final assembly. So you can see that this one's just a really quick and simple quilt block to go together. So all we're going to do, it's only got 2 rows in it, so basically we're going to take row 1 and we're going to place them right sides together, and we're going to align our center point. So you can see just in there that you can see that we've got some seams there, and we're going to nest them together, and we've got plenty of room. There's 1/4 inch seam allowance there, so we shouldn't take off any of our points, and that's what you're aiming for when you put your units together, that you've got that nice 1/4 inch seam allowance there. And then I'm just going to put in a pin through to the other side and come out back through, and that's going to allow me to then line up all my raw edges along that seam. And just stick as many pins as you need to put in there. Now remember, you are working with triangles, so you don't want to stretch them or anything like that, so just gently ease them in to place. And you can see there that that's just not lining up very well, so I'm just going to play with that until I get it all lined up. So now that I'm happy with how that's looking, I'm going to head over to the sewing machine, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance down there. Okay, so you can see there that that's gone together quite nicely. I'm going to give that a press, and then I'm going to add the second row to it. Okay, so here you go. You can see that I've got my second one done, and now I'm just going to place these on top of each other, and again making sure that my seams are pressed open, because it is quite bulky here where these points are meeting, so you just want to be really careful of that. Okay, so that is the Box Kite Quilt Block. It is all finished, and now we can move on to the assembly of the quilt. Okay, so that's our block for this month. It's the Box Kite Quilt Block. I hope you really did enjoy the way we put the half square triangles together this time, just to make it that super quick and easy block to do, especially at this time of the year, because it is December and we're leading up into Christmas. And if you're anything like me, I can imagine that you're super busy getting all your handmade items done. Now, in the next week or so, we will be putting up the quilt assembly video on just what I'm going to do with mine. Now, you can put it up any way that you like, but we'll go into further details with that video, so keep an eye out for that. If you like this video today, hit the thumbs up down below, leave us a comment and tell us what you thought, and also hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon beside it, and that way you won't miss out on any future posts, especially that one for the quilt assembly. My name's Nicole Reid for Darvanalee Design Studio, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye for now.